So the other space of this is when you are open to channeling, this is another level of channeling. This is not, I said this before, but I have to say it again because we're anchoring this. This is not stepping out of the way and giving somebody use of your body to speak through you while you go be silent. This is a different type of channeling. This is about realizing you're just speaking from another space of yourself. Okay? Does that make sense? It's very important. This is about you are speaking from another space of yourself. That's why some of you, I led the class by saying, some of you are already doing this. You're in a conversation, you're in a chat space, and information is just coming. Boom, boom, boom. The words are perfect. They fit so incredibly that you almost, you're not thinking really. You're just speaking. And it's because it's coming from the higher mind, not your human mind in essence. It's like that's a bridge and it's just out your mouth. So some of you are already doing this, but you are completely present when you are sharing. Nobody's taking over while you are sharing. It's you. So that's very important for what we're doing here in this space. Why is it so imperative for me to say this? Because I've been repeating this. Because this is the new human. This is an understanding past where we've been and even where we are. This is like a space of us we are breathing into right now that is an entirely new alignment of us, entirely new space of consciousness. And yes, and activation of that consciousness, because by thinking it and by being it, we're activating it to come on. Does that make sense to you? You can have a light switch on a wall and it can be there all day long, but until you go over and flip it up or however it works, turn it on. Yes, it's not on. It's just there. So the higher mind and higher heart have always been there within you as that space as well. But you're in a space of alignment. If you found your way to this class on this day, in this moment, you're in a space of alignment where you're ready to flip the switch. You're ready to turn you on into a new vibrational flow of yourself where you trust at that level and allow at that level and live and be at that level. So the understanding that is very helpful for this, what space of you are you looking through and speaking through in this very moment of you? And this is what you've been training for maybe your whole life. I think all of us, we can say yes, our whole life, but definitely an uptick maybe in the last 10 years, 7 years, 8 years, 5 years, whatever. Everybody's a little different. You've been learning more and more. I learned more and more how separated out we had made ourselves, where we had allowed the world to be bigger than us, and we had allowed relationships and issues and problems to be monumental drama and all the spaces of, taking our focus. We gave it to those spaces, and it was the wake-up process. But on the other side of that came awareness and observation that we were doing it, and then that if we were doing that, who is the one doing it? Oh, wait a minute. That is my eternalness, my wholeness. Whoa, holy cow. I'm bigger than a fleeting moment inside of space of an experience. Oh, wait a minute. Yes. And the mind starts opening. Yes. And so the human mind has to open first before there can be any connectivity to the higher mind. And why do I want to go back to this space with you? And why do I want you to look at this and hear me? Because when you process your life, when you hear someone, when you speak to someone, when you contemplate your own thoughts, you always have a choice of what space of you is doing it. And for some people, this is brand new in the sense of this lifetime. All of you already know this. You already did this. You already mastered this. And you said, I'll go in and I'll be part of the crew that comes in on the first wave or so to initiate what humanity is becoming in its new vibrational state of being. I can do it because I've already done it. I know I'll forget, but it's all right. I'll bring it home when I need to. You already said that. You've already acknowledged that. And so this space of you here is the moment flipping the switch to that. Turning that space on. Yes. So, yes, you, yes, and I, all of us, in every breath, decide what space of us consciously, energetically, vibrationally, we are engaging our life from. And you get better and better at recognizing, acknowledging, navigating what space of you are living from. And one of the most beautiful signposts of being in the alignment of your divine, eternal, yes, remembrance, yes, in your now form. One of the most beautiful signs is peace. Peace that passes all understanding, that keeps the heart and mind aligned in the I am that you are. Meaning you can have a space happening that is not peaceful. It can be chaotic. The people in it can be dramatic. They can, you can be hearing something that wasn't on your radar. But if you are in that alignment of your being, that is seeing through the eyes of your eternal wholeness and listening through the ears of your sacred divine self, and responding with the mouth of your higher flow, you will have peace, even if there's none around you as far as anybody else would rate the experience. So, and you know what I'm talking about because you've already had these spaces. For some, it may be a glimpse, and for others, it may be now more drawing out and more present, more prevalent, more prominent. And for some, you're living in it. Yes, 24/7. Yes, yes. But it's a peace. Why? And you have that peace because you have anchored into the space of yourself that understands yourself as eternal. And people, this is a really big signpost, okay? And it can seem silly. It's okay. I giggle at it myself sometimes, but it's a great checkpoint. Yes, notification to ourselves of where we're at. And if you've never been here, that's fine. You will find another notification that fits you. But many may relate to being in a conversation with someone, any kind of conversation. Doesn't have to be escalated. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be mundane or regular or everyday or pleasant. But having a space of that conversation flip on a dime and the other person or people say something that would have and used to irritate you, that used to just get to you and make you feel like you had to say something back, or you wanted to say something back, or you had to go write it down later because you didn't want to blurt it out, but you had to get it out of you. Yes. So a really big notification as to where you're coming in at, what button you've been pushing in the elevator, what floor you've been landing on, is if that's not happening to the extent it was, to the level or the depth it was, and maybe you've even noticed it's not happening anymore at all. And maybe it's just with certain people you've noticed it, and maybe there's other people that you're still open to it that clarity coming in, that peace coming in. Maybe it's across the board. Maybe you're like, wow, I can't wait till that shows up. It's all right wherever you're coming in at. It's your perfect design. But I can tell you from my personal experience, 100% without a doubt, it's happening. I'm witnessing it. And what's really cool about it is I will have more conversations now with everyday people, family members, friends, strangers in public, whatever it is. Or I'll even just be hearing somebody else's, because even that can happen. You can be hearing another group of people and you can be thinking, well, I would never say that. Oh my God, they don't know this yet. Or how come they can't quit, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it was. You understand what I'm saying. there was this need in the past to interject, to get involved, to say your 2 cents, to be involved in the mix of it, right? And then over time, as you continue to embrace the eternalness of you within the humanness of you, and you really give it space to be present, that's balance to come in, that need to interject lessens. Yes. And then it gets even smaller and smaller and smaller, and eventually it goes away. And now I'm in a space where, and I've just been experiencing it the last month or so. There's so much peace, and I am just acknowledging with absolute love and compassion, no judgment, no forcing, which is really big, because in the past I may have forced a couple spaces to be quiet, and just not have to be interjecting. But now it's like, I don't need it. I do not need it. There's no validation needed here. I'm fully valid without it. I don't need it. And there's so much peace in that. And it allows me to be more loving to the people that I'm interacting with, because I'm holding a space of vibration that is free of judgment. It's free of, yeah, but, when they say something or do something, I'm just acknowledging them right where they're at with love, not condescending love, not judgment love, not egoic. Yes, it's simplistically peace. I'm just at peace. And what people say doesn't change my peace. What people do doesn't change my peace. Because my peace, this is very important. If this is the sentence you remember, let it be this one. Because my peace is not anchored in my separated out human self. My peace is coming from the depths of my eons and eons and eons old being that is having a now.